Hello, welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events. Recording this Wednesday, May 23rd, right at about 9 a.m. And yeah, I'm not really going to get much into the forecast for the rest of this week because you know that by watching Channel 7. The hit and miss, splash and dash showers and thunderstorms. But could there be some tropical trouble? And that is right now the big weather story nationally is what's going to happen Memorial Day weekend and into next week. As the time that I'm doing this video, the National Hurricane Center gives it a 60% chance for development, so likely development over the next 5 days. And I think, don't hold me to this, I think it'd be Alberto if it got named. I'm not expecting a big storm out of this in terms of a hurricane or something like that. No, it could become a tropical storm, yes. But the big story with this, it's going to be the flooding rainfall. Heavy, heavy rain. So here in Arkansas, could it impact our weather? Sure, it could, according to some of the data. And if it did, it would be next week, since it's still very unclear exactly how this is going to play out. Very high confidence flooding along the Gulf Coast and the southeastern United States at this time. There's a high degree of confidence in that. So if you are going to the beach, Florida, Alabama, you need to pay attention to this forecast. This is, let me pull this up and it'll go out of black and white mode. The area of low pressures near the Yucatan Peninsula right now, and this is the satellite this is the satellite right now, and not looking at much in the way. When you see the oranges, those are some of the higher cloud tops. So not all that organized right now, but the European, I'm going to show you two different computer models, the European and the NAM, the North American model. But this is a global model here, and there's the area of low pressure this morning. Now, this is also showing you in the white lines isobars, lines of equal barometric pressure. And in the greens, that's showing you the rainfall over the previous 6 hours. So let's just follow this up into the Gulf, and you can see it develops a closed low. And this is at Saturday morning at 4:30 in the morning. The thunderstorm, you can see some of the oranges and the yellows on the east side of the circulation. So what you don't want to be is along or east of the circulation. That's where you have the worst weather, in that eastern quadrant. That's where you get the heavy rain. And yeah, there's going to be the threat for tornadoes with this, mainly in the southeastern United States, hopefully away from Arkansas, but that's the way it looks right now. And then the European is the furthest west of most of the guidance that I have seen. The GFS is further east, but has actually edged a little bit towards the west from the first glance that I saw it this morning. But this is coming up, and I actually should have moved that low a little bit further towards the north. And again, coming up towards New Orleans. Now, when I say that, we're not looking at, like I said, a big storm in terms of, a category 1, 2, 3 hurricane. No, that at this time does not seem probable. It's just heavy rain. But the center of the low should come up that direction towards Louisiana or the Mississippi coastline. And again, notice how there's very little precipitation on the west side, but much more on the east side. And then look how the European tracks this right up into the Arklamis, up into northeastern areas of Louisiana. This is next Tuesday evening. And if this does verify, this would throw some heavier rain into Arkansas next week. So this is, again, if I could capitalize real big, if this does pan out. So how much rain, according to the European computer model? Again, that's the big story. The legend here, 3 inches, and it's got much more than that. This is around 6 inches plus, and I think that's a good bet. You can see that eastern areas of Louisiana, the southern half of Mississippi, Alabama, and into Georgia and to South Carolina. And then you see how that gradient to lesser amounts of rainfall really tightens up there further towards the west on the west side of the track. So it's along and east. And remember, the European brings this up like this. So it's along and east of that track. If it goes further east, then we'd be in the area with lesser amounts of rainfall. So I hope you understand the track is questionable. The development is not so questionable, because when you look at the storm, don't focus on, oh, it's got a name, and then get all excited about that. No, that's not the story. It's regardless whether it gets a name, there's going to be tropical moisture. I think that's the best way to look at that. Now, I'm going to go to weatherbell.com, and on weatherbell.com, this is the North American model. And let me see if I can. This is the run last night. Come on. Well, come on. Why does it not want to give me the run? Let me see if I can get the 0Z run. There it is. It had a little problem loading. There it is. Okay. Sorry for that. So there's the North American model, and this only goes out 84 hours. And this is in line with the European model. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be that strength of 994 millibars, but it definitely has the low. It would be tropical, and it's in a good place there. That's in agreement with the European. So the NAM Euro, and I haven't looked at the Canadian, but the Canadians know about tropical systems. And the GFS, I think, is weaker further towards the east, which is surprising because usually the GFS goes bonkers on just about everything. So, again, if it affects our weather, it won't be until probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Still too early to tell. So a week or a little less than a week away. If it affects Arkansas weather. Along and east of that track, that's, on that right side of it, that's where you don't want to be. And right now, the areas that I'd be more concerned about is east of Arkansas, east of the Mississippi River, especially if you have vacation plans going to the Gulf of Mexico. Here in Arkansas, we're going to keep an eye on this. Whether or not it gets a name, doesn't matter. It's going to have heavy rain no matter what. It's going to have heavy rain. And I do expect tornadoes across the southeastern United States, probably away from Arkansas. Thank you so much. And let's hopefully that stays that way. We'll keep you updated on any changes. Thank you so much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.